Left hand fist, courtesy. Movement for movement's sake is always going to be like dancing. Okay, so when you create a relationship between application and technique, then you recognize what you're doing with as far as energy is concerned. When you're demonstrating the air, you can look at someone who understands a technique by how they apply and the energy they put out in the air. You can see by the energy they put out if they understand what they're actually doing in relationship to application. Okay. All right. So look. Again, we're spending a lot of time on the first few movements, which is fine. I just wanted you guys to see that things aren't just one way. All right, so look, we can go through the drill where I go 1, 2, 3, kick, poke. You come with the other hand. I can redirect here. I can get to this point, an arm bar, arm lock, just for a moment. You secure his position. 1, 2, 3. You attack your pressure point on the neck. But he slipped. He dropped the ankle. He dropped his elbow. Sorry, and he swing with the punch. You might need to step away from it now and create a paksao chun sao, just thread. Now, because I thread up, it creates a disperse with this angle. So the angle starts dropping down. You can come underneath now with a scooping lap sao. And you do this in Selim Tao. You come up from underneath, coming inside. You just secure it from underneath. You come from here, you come from underneath. Now, you kick. Now the kick, when you're kicking here, what am I kicking with? I can do it as a G with the point. With the point of my foot right into his sternum. Some people call this the heart-piercing kick. You're just slamming the tip of your foot. You've got your shoe on. You can kick in ways you can't kick it with bare foot, obviously. But how often are you walking around in your bare feet? Maybe at the beach, maybe when you're inside, around the house. Generally, if you got your shoes on. So when you have your shoes on, you can do things with your feet you can't do with just bare feet. All right, so I can kick with the point of my foot there. I bring it here. I can jam it into his pelvis, his sternum. I can kick with the heel here. I can kick with the heel here. Stamp the heel in here or heel in here. So you got your options, how you're kicking there. Now, because I've taken the kick, what is the kick? What is the weakness of the kick? Balance and mobility. Once I'm on one leg, my ability to move off and change is, and I'm in a position where I've seized him. Now, if I'm going to feel my chi sao if he starts dropping and swinging. So I need to be defensive. I need to defend that punch. I'm not going to kick, put my foot down and move into it. I'm going to kick and step away from the next movement. But if I kick and put my foot down, I might have to change to the other side. There's still that option. Again, don't be too rigid on how you think that you need to defend it. One is one movement, one is two movements. If I get to here, okay, I kick. I want to one movement rather than him doing a hook here maybe, and me trying to go this way. Go this way. All right. Now, so we've got to this position where I kick and I go 1. Now in the form we do 3. We go 1, and then you lift. You go 1, lift, lap, 1. This is a chun sao, lap sao, bon sao. When you do this movement, don't lift your wrist. You drop your elbow under that point and thread up. Then you just turn and lap, seize. So your wing, the wu sao is here, you thread up. And why the wu sao is important is, again, against that round punch, the wu sao does most of the work to defend this line. So now I drop this up and under, and I'm going to step forward with this arm. Lap sao, toe to toe, hit here. Now, you know, you've done this action here, you're 1, you know, you're here, up, chun sao, change. Chun sao, change. Then you do your lap sao and your punch. But here you do a fat sao off to the side. But in application, you know, it's not really from the side. Look, from this position, give me this hand. You've come forward and you've done your lap sao punch. Now, if he grabs here and swings that punch, you may do a fat sao here to the side. Or I come here and he throw the hook here, you do the fat sao here. So, fat sao is a retreating movement. You're moving off a little bit because you've been entangled, you've had your position compromised. You need to go out a little, but as you're going out, you establish a bridge. You establish the bridge to maintain that contact so you can come back in again. You can, from the point of contact, you gather that information to find your way back in. So often, you know, another way you look at the fat sao is if you're doing the bon sao lap sao drill and you're rotating here. Now, one of the hard ones to deal with is when someone trap you here, and if they do a straight punch, you can lift this point. You can lift this point and you can put pressure on your opponent immediately. But if that line isn't straight and they're coming up over the top of your elbow, or the fact that they're putting a lot of, you can't lift this up, you need to step out. Yeah, you need to step out and you need to try to find the movement. So at this point here, you may find it inside, you may find it outside to come on top. All right, now, same applies here. When I've come forward here, it comes here, or at this point, he grabs, he lifts this one up and grab and throw. Yeah, you may need to do it this way, or I'm coming here and he's lapping here and you need to go it this way. Okay? All right? Now, once you've done that position, we're moving along a little bit now. I'm just breaking down some of the applications. I want to move into the second set. When I've got to here and I've gone here, the fat sao, if the second punch comes, you just lan. Lan is your leading hand, your fencing arm. The hand you lead with is the hand you fence with, just like the sword fighter. He fences with the leading arm. He parries, he attacks, he does a lot of the work with the lead. The backhand is the wu sao, the protecting hand. He comes out just in case. You know, if he grabbed my front arm, he come out just in case. Wu sao comes out when I can't use the front arm. I don't have an option to use it. So lan sao at this point, if we come to this side now, fat sao here. Yeah, I'm just going to lan. Now I'm not bringing it right across because I don't want to leave opening here. So at the point where I've just come on this angle for me. On this arm here, I just changed the angle, just cut off that angle. Now the wu sao is up because if you come with the next punch, I now step out with the heel and lap sao punch. That gives you basic application for the first set. Now, before I was here and he did the hook off the leading hand and I went out here. But if I go off this way and he'd lap me here and I go here, no different. If you come here now, you're in this position now. Thank you. So we've done the action. 1, 2, 3, 1, kick, 2, break the arm or the arm barring position. Anchor, 1, 2, 3. Clear, scooping lap sao, kick, bon and lap, bon, lap. Yeah, and then you come with your punch. Yeah, then you go with your fat, then you lan and you lap, and then you hyun. Now the other side is almost a mirror of that side. The only small difference is we don't then apply the scooping lap sao, because the other option is. When I've got to the position where I do the chun sao here and he doesn't push through, he just comes to that next punch, I just cover it. And kick, and then he punch, and I wing, and then I lift, and I cover. So rather than, give me this hand, rather than scooping it and defending the round punch, and then doing the Chun Sao and the Lap Sao, I get to here, that arm doesn't push through, so it comes, I just change, I kick, I go straight to the outside, and straight to the outside, and cover the elbow now. So just a slight variation, rather than staying on the inside, you're cutting through onto the outside. It's sort of similar to, you know, when I did my first movement, I went to the inside. And then the other action I gave you was, it comes straighter, I go straight to the outside. All right, does anyone have any questions?
Is there a different grab as well? Is that one that you just did there in the side?
The Lap Sao?
Yeah,
the seizing hand? Which part of, there's a few seizing hands in there.
Yeah, no, sorry, so you come to
Yeah, kick, poke.
and then it's come back, sort of like that.
No, that's it's the second set.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, you go from here, I'm going to break it down for you. 2, 3, kick. Okay. What have I done? So we're here. Yeah. 2, 3, kick, poke. Okay, clear. Here. Anchor. Don't try to push them away too much. If you push them away, you push them outside your strike. So when this point here, if you can redirect here. So when you see the movement here, this action, this Dai Hyun Sao, big Hyun Sao, it can be against him being here, or it can be me redirecting with it. Now I don't step in and push him away here. At this point you anchor here. Now, when I get, come just change the angle. When I get here and I need to cross block here, because when you cover punch, if you just cover punch here, if I'm covering with this arm, it's a parallel position. When he punch from here, I cover inside, okay, parallel. But if I cover with this hand, now it's cross, you can redirect here. Now, at this point, if you watch here, it's all open here. You're 1, 2, 3. You assume force coming from that side. It doesn't have to be round, it can be straight. You can come under, this is the section we just looked at. Or it can be here, straight, here, but the lan, the lap. Okay, that is the first set. All right, second set. Just move to the side. Again, your Chun Sao or your Tan, it can be a look at Chun Sao, Lap Sao, Pak Sao or cover, kick. Now stepping back, again, this is the defensive movement, because when I kick and I've got a lap on him, if he quickly turn and come with that next movement, I'm going to be on the back foot because I'm on one leg and I'm going to be on the defensive. If I kick him, different story. If I really slam my foot into him, different story. But if he interrupts me, again, name of the game is interruption. Being able to stop, being able to change, being able to interrupt what you're doing. You've got to understand that there are always advantages and disadvantages to whatever we do. There is no set in stone answer. And the more you train, the more you'll come to that conclusion. You know, I used to ask my teacher, oh, well, you know, what happens if this happens? And I get, oh, maybe, yeah, perhaps, you know, sometimes. And it used to frustrate me because I wanted someone even to say, no, you just do it like that and that's it. And sometimes, you know, just to shut me up a little bit, he'd probably give me that sometimes. However, more often than not, when you're training in a system like Wing Chun, there are two sides of the coin. You flip that coin, how do you want to train? One is, you start with basic drills, controlled movement. You know, a guy does a punch and okay, doing a drill type technique, it has advantages. What are the advantages? You get to, you know, practice your principles and watch that elbow, move off to the blind side, use two arms at the same time. You know, start to, you know, look at the finer points of doing the system. The disadvantage is it's totally artificial. You go out and try to fight like that, a guy's going to knock you out straight away. Because you're not training in a fluid manner. They're dead, and people call them dead techniques because they're so structured they lose their realism. And people throw a punch and they leave their hand out and they like have a cigarette and have a cup of tea or whatever. The guy's finishing up on the elbow and go, "Oh, you done yet? Okay, good, let's start again." He punches. It's like he got shot with the freeze ray. He just stays there like a bloody robot. That's why I'm always saying, you don't stop. You put it out and you bring it back. When you move, maybe move away a little bit, because it makes it a little bit more realistic. Okay, so there are advantages to train like that because, the lack of fear of getting hit, you need to concentrate on all those, finer points. You can relax a little bit. Then you can go to the other side of the coin. You go down to Hoo-Ha's kickboxing gym and they throw you in the ring, you put the gloves on, you've never done a class before, and you get in there and you start punching and you start kicking. Now the advantages are you're going to work out what works for you pretty quickly and what doesn't work for you. The disadvantage is you're probably going to get beat up a lot and you're not going to be able to think. You're not going to be able to think about all those finer points as well that you train when you do that structured work. The idea is to get a balance between both. Do a little bit of structured work, do a little bit of free-flow sparring, and try to find that balance in between. Because if you just do one or the other, it's going to be unrealistic. You have to do both. You have to get a balance of both. And some people want to just get in there and smash. That's their mentality. Some people never want to get in there and say, "Oh, I'm not going to go," scared of that stuff. You have to. For you to become a balanced martial artist, you have to do both, or you're always going to be one or the other. All right, because it's like the thing that Bruce Lee said. You say, you swim like this, unless you get in there, you don't know. You can say it, but unless you do it, it's the whole thing. All right, so we're doing the lap sao on the next set. We kick, we step back with that defensive bon sao. Then we do 2 offensive bon saos. We move towards. So, we're starting from a neutral stance, and why we can look at it. Joe Blow's upset because I kissed his sister or whatever it is. And he takes a shot at me and I bring it up. Kick. Again, he's swinging, so I defend. The first one is defensive. I have to defend. I can't put my foot down there. If I've done my kick, put my foot down and move into... I'm not going to have time to do that. It's ridiculous. All right. The second 2 are offensive movements. If I'm in the front and he does a round punch from this position, I can do a bon sao here. I can step and attack his blind side. I can attack the round punch with the bon sao. So the first one, we come and start again. I come here, I kick, I move. He throw another punch. I'm moving here now. Now this movement, he's pushing through. So at this point here, I kick, I go here, I go 1, 2. Now, I started in a side neutral stance, side on, and then I did a little half step, and it's like I'm moving around the corner here, and on 2. This point here is, if we go through it again, come. All right, so here I'm in a front, this position enables me to support force traveling here. But now, as he punches here, the force is coming here, so I step up. I face this point. So if we just come over, you put your back to the camera here, just come here. Yeah, so what I've done is just change sides. I've gone 1, kick, he comes, I'm defending. Then I'm attacking. It's pressing on me or it's trying to come, it's not actually trying to hit me, he's just pulling his elbow in. So I need to Chun and palm. Now the palm can be here, it can be here, it can be here. I like to aim for here because this keeps it up, defending this hand. Yeah. Now at this point, for him to hit me with this arm, I'm going to feel it from this arm. I'm going to feel it from this point. So I do a little step here and I exchange. I get on top and hit here. So I'm here. Okay. Now also he can push here. He can push his arm, yeah, which is very natural. for him to try to, you know, if I'd gone here, him to push here. Then you have this movement, and you end up side on. So I'm now facing, just come over. So 1, kick, 1, 2, 3. The angle is here now. The angle is here now. Then I do the next set. Yeah, 2, 3, and then the angle is back here now. Angle is back here now. All right, so what we're going to look at is just that opening movement. We're front on. He's coming with one of his limbs. You're coming to the outside. Lapsao, cover. Kick, defend. Then defend. Just stop there. Just do the 2 bonsals, and then we'll look at, you know, clearing and doing this bit properly, because that's a little bit of a skill unto itself. Okay, so grab your partner, swap around, get a new partner, please.